Welcome back to Reds Franchise, and in today's episode, we have contract extensions and trade deadline prep, so it should be a very interesting episode. I will say that I've added a player to our trade block. Max Kepler, who we traded for, I think is someone that we should look to get rid of. He's having a decent year, but I think we can do better in center field. He's like fine. A 700 OPS isn't amazing, but it's not horrific. Although when you get down into the 600s, which he's dangerously close to, that's not that good. However, it is the final year of his deal here in Cincinnati, and I don't think I want to extend him, so he's something I'm looking to trade, and I have looking for starting pitching, because I just feel like we have, and center field, I guess, would be in there as well. We just have, struggling starters outside of our top, couple of guys. Like Nick Lodolo has been disappointing. Hunter Green has been very, very good, although regressing in hits per nine, fantastic. Graham Ashcraft has been pretty good, but Yanni Chirinos has not been it. And where's our fifth starting pitcher? It's Charlie Morton, who has been shelled. He's 40 years old, and I'm going to probably DFA him in this episode. And it might be time to call up Gavin Williams. He's pitching really well at AAA. He is one of our top prospects. We got him in a trade with Cleveland. We also got George Valera from Cleveland as well. There was also something, thank you for pointing out in the comments, that Alexi Vina wasn't playing quite as much as he should have been. See a lot of these guys at 300 or more ABs in AAA, except for Valera, but he was injured for a bit too, I think. Alexi Vina is now in every lineup at AAA, and hopefully he gets more ABs and plays better. That's the goal. That's the hope. He's progressing nicely, but not enough at this point, and he's not doing a whole lot at AAA, so hopefully he turns it around. One guy I definitely want to focus on and potentially promote, and I could do like a Mariners and call up a pitcher straight from AA, like they did with Brian Wu and, of course, Bryce Miller. Miguel Luis looks good. He's only 18 years old, straight from Cuba, and his per nines are okay. Struck out 89 in 119. Not really a strikeout guy. I'd like to develop him a bit more. You guys are constantly talking about training, which mostly I have it on auto because they're just doing what the best thing is, I would say. Except Hunter Green, I do want to change to, let's just go pitching coach session. But I've changed a lot of these, and they're mostly what they should be doing. Like Ellie De La Cruz, his vision and discipline is a huge problem. Matt McClain, want to boost that power up, but I could go just full into the contact route. Discipline could be good, but his vision's high. We might do some different things with Matt McClain. I'm not really sure yet. Alexi Vina, power. I'm focusing on things that I think I should be. Like Vina needs to be better defensively, but I don't really want to train fielding and reaction. He just might end up being a DH for us. I'm not really sure, or we're just going to hide him in the corner. I don't know. But, yeah, I have different, players in here. I think doing the best thing for them. So I appreciate the chat comments looking out, but I think we have the best things in there for training. It's just about, taking the time to actually develop those guys, and it's not going to happen overnight, unfortunately. On the trade block, there is an interesting player, Harrison Bader. He's 29. He's not really hitting a lot right now, which is a concern. Like, if we trade for him, we're probably going to get a guy, based on his simulation numbers, that hits 230 and slugs 360 or 355. That is just not worth trading for. He's a better player in real life than he is in the game, but you got to focus on how good they are in the game. So even though I need center field and Bader's on the trade block, I don't really think he's a good fit for us. Ian Anderson's pitching pretty well. He's someone we could consider going after. I think he's way better in the game than he is in real life. So I don't really know if I want Ian Anderson. Just I want somebody that kind of fits both. I don't know if he's that. All that to say that I don't really think we're going to be that active at the trade deadline. I do want to extend some of these contracts, though. Obviously, these are some of the best players on our entire team. Matt McClain, by the way, got a boost to speed and stealing. I think that was obviously very fair. When he's 90th percentile sprint speed at the MLB level, just the MLB ratings were pretty bad for him. So that was fixed. Bruzdar is in the final year of his contract. He's our closer, and I could even make him the actual closer, but he could just also be a setup guy, and Alexis Diaz could move back. But I want Bruzdar. I think a 3 or 4 year deal is honestly preferable to me. Let's go 3 years, 13.5 mil, and we could just even give him a player option too, which I'm assuming he would go ahead and want. And we could front load that to give us more flexibility at the end of it. So we're going to go ahead and offer that. And Bruzdar Gratterall has decided to sign on and become a Red for the next 3 years. Now, some of these are going to be really expensive. Tyler Stevenson wants to be a star, is a star for us, is a very, very, very good player, has killed it. And we got to keep him around. And I think the player option is not really going to factor in too much here. It's a little over 12.5 per year for 5 years. I think that's pretty fair. And we're going to keep him for his prime. You know, in baseball, if you're not really familiar with the sport too much, I know a lot of you guys are coming from my main channel. Baseball has the worst contracts in the game, or in any major sport. And part of that is because guys are in the minor leagues for so long, and you need to have some type of control over them. But most top players don't really become free agents until age like 28 or beyond sometimes. Like Aaron Judge wasn't a free agent until his age 30 season, right? And then they'll get massive contracts. So for like 10 to 12, sometimes even 13, 14 years. And I want to avoid that. I'm not handing out a whole lot of 10 or 12-year contracts for the most part. 5 years for a 27-year-old is good to me, as Tyler Stevenson is back. Now, there are exceptions to that rule potentially, as Elly De La Cruz could be somebody that we would maybe want to give a massive contract to if we think he's going to be a superstar for us, and just really get him on a pretty cheap contract. We could try that. Now, it is a bit of a gamble, but this is part of why the Braves have been so good recently in real life. They've handed out massive long-term deals to superstar players before they're really at that superstar level. So they're getting security, even if they're not making what they could make if they were on the open market. I don't really want to give Elly more than like 7 per year, but we could do something like 40 mil over 6. So that's 6.7 mil per year, and we could, I think, probably save money long term. That is an option with a player like that. We just might play it a little bit more conservatively right now and give him like a 4-year contract worth like 7 per year. I think that's a pretty good deal. Yeah, it's 1.8 million per year for a player that we're gonna have control over, but like we could opt to go that direction. Like, I'm just showing you guys what we could do. Elly De La Cruz, I think we're just gonna go ahead and do 770 per year right now over 2. The reason being, in baseball, you have, first of all, like this period, and then you have arbitration. So he's never really going to make that much money until 2030. The way it would actually make sense to hand out these huge contracts is if you get him through those free agent years for cheaper, if you expect to pay him like, I don't know, 15 plus mil per year, which could happen with Elly De La Cruz. I just want him to be a little bit more successful at the major league level before guaranteeing that money. So right now, we're going to be doing a 2-year contract, pretty cheap, and kind of the same deal with Matt McLain. Just giving these, you know, easy contracts. We could hand out long-term super deals. I'm not opposed to that, just not right now. I don't really want Yanni Chirinos on a 5-year deal. I would do like 2 years and maybe 4.5 per year. I think that's fine. I'd maybe even give him a player option as well. I don't really want to give him too much money. Lucas Sims is decent enough. A 5-year contract for a reliever, though, at 29 years old, no way. I'd give him a 3-year deal and maybe 2.5 per year with a player option. He's back. Caleb Ferguson's been pretty good for us. Around a 3 ERA is quite solid, and he's striking out more batters than innings pitched, not really walking a ton, and he's a lefty reliever. Caleb Ferguson is value to me. Again, I'm not going to do a 5-year deal. Probably something like 3, and we'll take it down to like 8 million per year, or 8 million overall, 2.7 per year. He wants a little bit more money than that. I could amp that up to 3 probably. He wants more money. I'll give you a player option so you can get out of it. All right, he's back. I don't really want Tony Santillan. Ryan McKenna was good last year for us when we traded for him. Like, for what his role is. Not good this year. I can't extend him. And then David Robertson's just too old, and I don't even know. Is he with our team, or is he at AAA? I guess he got called up. He's been not that good. So I think we're just going to leave these guys. Kepler probably will be traded. All right, that's a lot that we just took care of. And the Angels are interested in offering us a trade. Okay. Griffin Canning for Max Kepler. That is somewhat interesting. Canning isn't great by any means. He's having a decent year. I don't love Griffin Canning, but that is an option. Who starts in center field if we trade Max Kepler? We could call George Valera up. I'm not really sure that he's ready. He's hitting okay in AAA. Hitting for power, just not really kind of average. Alexi Vina, I just want to develop a little bit more before calling him up. Jake Fraley could do it, but he's not really that good in center field and having a much worse year, which is super unfortunate. But trading Max Kepler would make Jesse Winker an everyday player, which I think he's earned. He's so bad defensively, but he's really good offensively. So you're saying, oh, DH him, which is an option. I get that. But with Jock Peterson first in DH, and then we have Jesse Winker / who else DHs for us? Yandy Diaz sometimes does. I think it's going to be a we'll figure it out type situation. I know it's not a sexy trade, but we're going to go ahead and trade for Griffin Canning or Max Kepler. It does pose a new set of problems, but we can go ahead and DFA Charlie Morton. I mean, it has to happen. He's been too bad. Griffin Canning goes into the rotation. Lodolo, I'm going to slide down, get Graham Ashcraft more reps. He'll be our 3. Yanni Chirinos as the 4, even though long relief is probably his best role for me. Just not right now. Eventually, Gavin Williams will get called up. The time is just not right yet. We do have this stud, Enrique Magana, who I believe we drafted last year. He's having a great year as our closer at AAA. Went straight to AAA. He could eventually get called up for us. He still needs to develop a little bit more, though. We have Zach Greinke in the minors. Alex Young's having a pretty good season down here. He could get called up potentially. Gavin Williams, though, is our guy. And I think when Gavin Williams gets called up, Miguel Luis is going to go up to AAA. And Gavin Williams could get called up this year for us. Definitely potential for that. I'm not going to say it's absolutely going to happen. And now we have to totally change what we do. Can Spencer Steer play the outfield? He can't. So Renfroe could move to center. His fielding's decent. Doesn't run very well. Jonathan India is currently on our bench with Matt McLain leading off, which he deserves to be doing. As good as he is defensively, I can't start Ryan McKenna in center. He's getting upgraded, but he's just so bad. Matt McLain could play center for us. That could be a good option. We're kind of in need of changing everything around. I can't really bench Spencer Steer. I don't know what we even do. We've got a decent problem right now. But Winker really should be an everyday player with how well he hits. But he's got a DH. But then Jock's got to play first base. It's going to be Yandy to third. Spencer Steer probably finds the bench. Matt McLain to center, which I know seems weird, but he can do it. And then Hunter Renfroe back to right. And then second base is Jonathan India with McKenna, Steer, Vosler, and Casali as bench players. That's probably the best way to do it, at least against right-handers. And our lineup is so ice cold. It's terrible to look at. As weird as it is to hit Ellie at the bottom of the lineup, he's a cleanup hitter in real life. I think 8th is the best spot for him right now. I like this order against right-handers. McLean's been killing it at the top of the order. I'm not going to change it unless I have to. Yandy Diaz is a great top of the lineup guy. Stevenson as well. And then Jock Peterson, Hunter Renfroe, Jesse Winker. Big power at 4, 5, 6. India's kind of a really nice back end of the lineup guy with De La Cruz's big power. And then Jake Fraley. It almost is like another middle of the order with India, De La Cruz, and Fraley. So I like that. And then versus lefties, Winker can be on the bench, even though he hits lefties a little bit better with this lineup. And we could change the order on this. Fraley in center is kind of bad. And against lefties, we're going to do McLean, Diaz, Stevenson, Renfroe, India at 5, and then Jock Peterson, Spencer Steer, Ellie De La Cruz, Jake Fraley. Ellie will eventually get moved up in the order, no question about it. He's just got to hit better right now, and I think 8th is a good spot for him to be. This is the deadline to sign draft picks. We haven't signed Otis Swanson yet. He's a starting pitcher with good velo for sure, like absolutely, and potentially good potential. So we're gonna go ahead and offer him a contract. Slot value is 418. I'm just gonna give him 420. Blaze it. Interest up to 86%. He should sign on with that. And Otis Swanson is the final draft pick here for the Cincinnati Reds. No players left, and we can finally end up seeing what our prospects look like. So we'll simulate, and we don't have 4 valid lineups. I don't know why it would make you change the lineups with no DH when every lineup has a DH. All right, so that should be fixed. Monte Harrison having a nice July. There you go. Nick Robertson at AA is killing it. All right. And then Leon Richardson continues to pitch really well. That's AAA. Now, he's only a 65 overall, I think. He's 24 years old. He's getting upgraded. Deep potential, though. He's never going to be good, but he is having a nice year at AAA. Maybe a September call-up. He's bad, but he's playing well. I don't know. You know, it's crazy that Hunter Green has no contact or power and 2 vision when he was a two-way player coming up. That was his whole thing. I don't know how much he actually hit in the minors, to be fair, so maybe 0 is fair, but I don't know. It feels a little low. 0. I don't know. That's kind of as low as that goes. And oh my goodness, Ellie De La Cruz, hitting 8th in the order, is loving it. 2 home runs in this game. He's 3 for 3, 4 ribbies, and is going for number 3. We are jumping in, and Ellie De La Cruz is turning into a superstar before our very eyes. Batting average up to 231, OPS near 750, 16 home runs. Oh no, I have my online actually playing settings. You know what, player lock? Let's actually try it. Let's see if I can hit the ball. All right, not a bad start. Everyone always asks for zone. I usually say, oh, I'm too good. It wouldn't be fun. But, you know, this is my opportunity to line out or somehow strike out with Ellie De La Cruz and look like an idiot. Wasn't prepared to do this. They're getting me with that outside pitch. You can't see, but I am squaring it up. I just can't get a good pitch to hit. But this isn't a bad idea in player lock or play the moments, I guess. Kind of a nice change of pace as Ellie all over it. And it's a screaming line drive right to the center fielder. 106 off the bat. Line out. And that is actually the ball game. That was the last AB for Ellie De La Cruz. Hunter Renfroe also hit 2 home runs. A home run for Matt McLean. A home run for Spencer Steer. What was this performance? Unreal. Jesse Winker tripled. Fraley, Steer, McLean, and Tyler Stevenson doubled. This new lineup is making waves for us. Tony Santillan ended up being the winning pitcher. We had good performance on the mound from our starter through 3 innings. The 4th and 5th got a little bit rocky, and then we kind of shut it down before allowing 2 runs in the 9th. Who was our starting pitcher for this game? Yanni Chirinos. I mean, our pitching wasn't that good in this one, but we got the win. We'll take it. When can we see our draft picks? They're not letting me do it yet. I thought it was August 1st. Maybe it's not. Blake Rutherford can be in the 10-day. Couple of wins there. And now we have an opportunity to close things out with Bruzdar. He has allowed 2 hits in this inning. Do I get Alexis Diaz up? I might. All right, let's get Alexis Diaz moving. He's already been used, so we can't actually do that. So this is Bruzdar's game here. 1 out in the inning. This is what you do, Bruzdar. Pound the sinker down, get a double play. William Contreras does not run well. This is the guy. Get him to swing at the sinker, pound it into the ground. Got a little bit too much plate, but decent enough spot, I guess. All the way down. Here's the cutter. Got a swing, ground ball to Gratterall, on to Steer, double play. Guys are playing all over the place. Steer was at shortstop. I think Tyler Stevenson might have been at first there at the end of the game. Matt McLean has been changed to number 9, by the way, too, which is where he's in real life. Big win, big double play. We got exactly what we needed. Alexis Diaz got the win. Hunter Renfroe with a homer. Not a whole lot of hitting in that game for us. They had double our hits, but we managed to get the win. That's a tough, gritty win. All right, 3 out of our first 4 games have been wins here in August. We could make a run at the playoffs. That's not completely out of the question. And we can finally view our draft picks. Is Joaquin Arnold as good as we thought he would be? He is even better. 75 overall, 99 potential. That is the first time I've seen 99 potential in this game. And they said they were adding generational prospects in MLB The Show 23. And I think we have found one. Joaquin Arnold may only be 5'10" at 18 years old. Which, you know, that's a little above average, I guess. He's a beast. He is an absolute beast. We made the right decision. Not drafting Michael Jordan with the mustache that the White Sox got, which is kind of funny. I did a whole Michael Jordan bit a couple episodes ago, and I didn't mention it last episode. I probably should have made the same jokes again. But Joaquin Arnold was the guy. 99 potential, and is already a 75 overall. We already have a problem with too many infielders, it seems, right now. Well, we just got another one. And it's a good problem to have. His contact is quite good. His power is already very good. Vision, discipline in a great spot. Defensively, not that good. Not really a speed guy, but he's got the hit tool. Ricky Murphy, 88 potential is really nice. His K per 9 is atrocious, as we thought it would be. But he throws really hard, and his hit per 9 looks awesome. K per 9, walk per 9, so bad. But he throws gas and has high potential, and is only 18. We took only high school players with the exception of Otis Swanson, who is a 2-year JUCO player. Man, we'll get to him in a second. Richie Wells is 80 potential, not awful. Also throws gas. 99 on the 4-seam, 91 slider with a 96 mile per hour 2-seam. 84 changeup is so slow compared to 100 mile per hour fastball. And 83 12-6. I wonder if he has quirks. I wonder if he is outlier. His hit and K per 9 are atrocious. You guys can see the numbers, even if my face cam was momentarily blocking the actual graph. But we got to develop him. He's got a long way to go. Anthony Madlock is bad. 58 overall with 65 potential. Don't really want him, honestly. Adrian Gutierrez is a relief pitcher with 87 potential. That's quite good. His per 9s are pretty good right now, except for walks per 9. Looks like another pitch to contact guy based on the cutter sinker repertoire. Pitching clutch is terrible. But these guys are 18. They have a long way to go. Otis Swanson, 86 potential is really nice. Only 57 overall. Another guy who doesn't seem like he's going to strike anybody out. 22 K per 9 is so terrible. But 56 hit per 9 is not so bad right out of the draft. But he is 21. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. And then our last pick is Anthony Solis here. He's got 81 potential, which is pretty good, actually. Another high school arm, 55 overall. Another guy with a long way to go, but is a lefty at least. So overall, I would say we did quite well, and we got a generational player. And they said he could play first base as well, right? Now he can't? So he's just a third baseman? I don't really... Is it bugged? Because center field surely can play left and right. Maybe it's just bugged. I don't know. But that is pretty amazing. Now, these players won't actually go into your team until next year. But with Cam Collier and Christian Encarnacion Strand, I'm not sure what his timeline's going to be. What probably ends up happening is somebody gets traded. And I know Spencer Steer's doing well in real life, but he could be somebody that ends up getting moved in our franchise. Noelvi Marte is another really nice player. Edwin Arroyo is having a decent season. But too many cooks in the kitchen, as they say right now. Jonathan India has had a trade rumor or two in real life, but I don't really want to get rid of him despite not playing that well this season. Contact is going down, which kind of sucks. OPS at 700. It needs to be better. Needs to be way better. And then Jock Peterson. Is he a long-term option for us? Signed him for 3 years. He's regressing, though. I don't know. It's an interesting team. It might be that even though Matt McClain is an infielder in real life, he might get just pushed to the outfield for us. That's a realistic possibility. Connor Phillips got injured, one of our top pitching prospects, lighting it up in Double-A in real life. We're just going to keep him active. And we are crushing the month of August. Offense is coming to play, but so is the pitching, which is the big thing. We struggled to start, but these are 4 games in a row of very, very good pitching. 1 run against Milwaukee. 4 runs is the big bad one here, with Griffin Canning getting the start. That's not that bad. 1 run in a Yanni Chirino start where we scored 9, and then a shutout with, of course, Hunter Green on the mound. He has been so good for us. Ellie was leading off this game. Man, the CPU loves changing our lineup around. That is something. Jesse Winker homered, but Hunter Green goes 7 strong, 6 hits, 2 walks, but struck out 10. Awesome game. Now, it's interesting that we have 0 lineups with Ellie De La Cruz leading off. Yet, in-game, they're like, maybe he can lead off today. All right, well, it worked out, I guess. Are we making a miracle run? We are 9-1 in our last 10. It's a good stretch, but we have to continue this. We have 2 months of the season left to go. The Brewers and Cubs are well above 500, which could make our job tough. But you know what? We have the Twins, Rockies, Mariners, Royals. These are beatable teams. Now, that doesn't mean we're even going to win and be at 500 through this stretch. But I would hope that through playing 3 games against the Rockies, 3 at the Mariners, 2 at the Royals, and 3 at the Twins, hosting the Royals, we should be able to win 6 games here, I think. At least. I think 6 is a good number to shoot for, though. And we can try that. Connor Phillips getting back on the bench. It's a win at Minnesota. We were 2-2 in that stretch. And now Graham Ashcraft has a shutout. Only allowed 4 hits, has struck out 5. We got to shut down the Rockies. Our pitching has been spectacular through the month of August. Now, I don't know who this is. Robert Stoitz? Seems like a make-believe player. 23 years old. Can we see what draft he was in? I don't think so. But I've never seen that name before. So I would be surprised if he were real, but maybe he is. His contact is very high. Vision, discipline, a pretty good spot. So that is definitely something that is surprising to me. We'll see if we can go ahead and get this save here. Well, save, but, you know, complete game. You know what I mean. Saving the win for us, but it's not a save situation. It's our starting pitcher. Only 82 pitches deep here in the bottom of the 9th. It's a cutter right down the middle, but it's 98, so it plays. Stoitz is our leadoff hitter with good numbers, but is 0 for 3 today. And is down on the count 1-2. Go slider with Graham Ashcraft. Really get this pitch down and get strike 3. There it is. Ashcraft sits down Stoitz. Stoitz can grab a seat. It's a lot of S&Ts. As Dominic Fletcher is their 2-hitter. OPS under 600. Star for Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic of 2023. Was it 2022? Was that in December? No, I don't think so. That might have been. No, I don't think it was. I think it was like, might have been March. Yeah. It might have been March instead of spring training. Yeah, that was what was going on. All right, yeah, so 2023. Here's a ground ball to Ellie. Ellie fielding, throws to first, got him. 2 away. And it's all up to Brendan Rodgers here for the Rockies. 1 out away for us from the complete game shutout for Graham Ashcraft, who has pitched so well in this 2024 season. Rodgers does not hit righties especially well, but does have big-time power, but usually against lefties. We'll see how he does against Ashcraft. Will keep the game alive for the Rockies. Base hit to left field. That's fine. Ashcraft is still only at, what, 90 pitches? 91? Although Ryan McMahon is a big-time power bat. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get Alexis Diaz up and moving. His ERA is down below 8 now. Is that a good stretch? But we are going to challenge Ryan McMahon, who's been super hot in real life. That pitch was dangerously close to hitting him. Got to locate that a bit better. I like that spot. We're going to try to go pitch the contact, but it's quickly 3-0. Not good. Cutter, down. Just finds the zone. Let's get that pitch up a bit. That's right down the middle. It is destroyed. Ryan McMahon, no doubter. 2-run home run. He got a pitch right down the middle. Didn't miss it. Plain and simple. Ashcraft didn't locate it well enough, clearly. And when you throw it right down the middle, I don't care if it's at 101. Good hitters can hit that. Let's get a mound visit going. We're going to bring in Alexis Diaz. Better safe than sorry. I know. Complete game on the line. He allowed a 2-run home run. I just don't like it. Alexis Diaz against Chris Bryant is a matchup I do like, but I need to locate better than that. Because that was, again, kind of right down the middle. Good spot. Strike 2. He's behind the fastball here. Can't throw him anything else. Strike 3. Bryant takes. And game over. Reds win again. The team of dreams here in August. A couple of losses back-to-back, but we are right back in the win column. Jock with a home run. Winker, McLean, and Ellie all with 2 hits on the game, including extra base hits for McLean and Winker. Not too bad. Ashcraft, I spoiled his start, allowing a 2-run home run to Ryan McMahon, but that is a phenomenal performance either way. Unfortunately that we lost back-to-back against the Rockies. Like, those were games I really hoped we would have won. And this is a crazy situation. TJ Antone in the game for us. Nick Lodolo had a great start. Goes 7 strong, 5 hits, 2 walks, struck out 6, 0 earned runs, and we are in a deadlock. 0-0. Our offense has been so good lately. Not good enough here. Wasn't good enough against Colorado for the most part. And Antone is good. I worry about facing Julio Rodriguez on the road here for us. 1 swing and it's game over. There's a swing. Flare into right field over the head of Jonathan India. That is a base runner on to start the bottom of the 9th for the Mariners. Not what we wanted at all. Not what we wanted at all. Antone is a sinker baller, though. So we are going to be 1 pitch out of this, as long as we can force a ground ball. And then we are right back to nobody on the bases. 2 outs would be really nice. Strikeout pitch. Ooh. Suarez just getting a piece. Very early. Sinker down, got him. Strike 3. Suarez back to the bench. That's great location on the sinker, and we're not going to get the call. How are we going to force a double play if the sinker down is not going to be a strike? That's back-to-back strikes called for balls. And now we have to face CJ Cron. Another guy prone to the double play, doesn't run particularly well. But we have to keep the sinker down. We can't elevate this pitch or it's going to get crushed. Play for the strikeout. Beautiful pitch. Cron gets a piece, stays alive. Still 0-2. Back to the sinker. Down, and now we're getting the call. Strike 3. Cron goes down looking. Blue is out of his mind. I mean, when is it a strike? It's a flip of a coin whether he calls it or not. As Jacob Stalling is going to come in a pinch hit. Going to pinch hit the catcher, which you never see happen unless it's for the catcher, which maybe that's actually the case here. Let's see. No, the catcher's Cal Raleigh. That's a really bizarre move. And he also isn't a good hitter. So I like this matchup, but that's also famous last words. So we need to get him out. 179 for him with runners in scoring position this year. That is a mistake pitch. Fouled off by Stallings. Down 1-2. Show him the slur. Strike 3. Got him swinging. Antone gets out of it. Dangerous there. You know what? We got unlucky with a little flare from Julio. Unlucky with 2 bad calls by the ump back-to-back on sinkers down. Antone thrives regardless. And now we have the top of our order against Marco Gonzalez. Is he working out of the bullpen? I guess so. He's only thrown 10 innings, and he's been shelled. He's been brutalized. ERA near 10, whip at 1.74. That is over 1.7 walks and hits per innings pitched. That is atrocious. So we should be able to shell him in this new role. Runner on second. And that is a hanger. McLean gets a good piece of it. Deep to left center field. Looking up are the outfielders. It is out of here. Matt McLean, 2-run home run here in extra innings. Marco Gonzalez nightmare continues. And he's not waking up because it only gets tougher 2, 3, 4 in our order. He'll have to get all 3 of them out to retire the Reds here in the top of the 11th. Or top of the 10th, excuse me. Matt McLean didn't miss it. Pitched down the middle. He got it high enough. The only question was whether it had the distance. And it did. And he's done. He is done already. Penn Murphy in. He's been a little bit better this year, but not great. And you almost wonder, how did they bring out Marco Gonzalez? How did they keep him out if they were willing to pull him after 1 batter? That seems insane. Well, Penn Murphy's done a decent job here. Got a ground ball from Tyler Stevenson, 2 quick outs. Probably should have brought him in instead of Marco Gonzalez. But Jock Peterson with a favorable matchup here against the right-hander. Murphy does not throw very hard. So all we have to do is wait back, get one down the middle, and crank it. Ryan McKenna is hitting 5th tonight, or was brought in off the bench. That's bizarre. We'll definitely pinch hit for him if it comes to it. 89-mile-per-hour fastball right down the middle. Early, out in front of it. Gotta sit back, because we're not getting much faster than 89. That's what he throws. There's 89. Jock Peterson shoots it into center field. Base knock here in the 10th. Keeps the inning alive with 2 outs. And if you think Ryan McKenna is hitting here for me, you are mistaken. His average is up to 211. He was a pinch runner. We have Spencer Steer on the bench. Jason Vosler. Vosler is who I was thinking of in this spot. Although Spencer Steer is about as good. We're going to bring in Jason Vosler. Actually, can we even? Because McKenna's in the outfield. And he's good defensively. And we have a lead. We actually, no, we are going to let him hit. Because we have to. We have to at this point. McKenna shoots it into center field. This one's going to fall. McKenna got a fastball just off the plate at 90. And the soft-tossing Murphy is getting unlucky with soft hits allowed. Soft versus soft here. And now it is the power-hitting Jesse Winker. Has struck out and flown out back-to-back ABs, back-to-back times in this game. And we'll see if he can finally get on base and snap this 0 for 4. Runners on first and second. This is a big spot for him. Ball 1. His clutch is actually 70, and he's hitting 500 with runners in scoring position this season. This is a really, really good spot for him. And that is a really, really bad pitch to swing at. Not close. 2-2 to Winker. Ooh, fights it off. 84. I mean, that looks like a changeup. Timed it up pretty well, but that is not coming in very fast. Still fighting. 2-2 again. It's another mistake. Winker fouls it off. Now it's going to be 3-2. Winker staying alive, fighting for our lives here in the 10th inning, even with the 2-run lead. Get on one, Jesse. That is ball 4. Bases juiced for Jonathan India, who needs this. He needs to do something here. Single earlier in this game, but has not hit very well this season. That is, geez, what am I doing? He's hitting 133 with runners in scoring position this season. That is a pitch to hit, and that is going to find the gap in right center field. 2 runs will score. Do we hear a third? We are not going to send him. Get back to third base. Just safe. But Jonathan India delivers with a 2-run double here in the 10th off Murphy. Thought the second baseman might have had a chance at that. We know Colton Wong is such a good defender. And if we had better speed on the bases there, probably would have scored 3. And they're going to bring in Matt Brash to try and stop the bleeding. Runners on second and third for Ellie De La Cruz here in the 10th. We could look to totally end it here. 4-0 is a good start, but we could totally break things open. And that is gas at the top of the zone. Quite an adjustment after seeing Penn Murphy. Ellie way behind on 98 up in the zone. Probably would have been a called strike. Very similar pitch, fouled back. That is ball 2. Ellie takes at the bottom of the zone. We know that's been a ball. Could have been strike 3. But we're going to call that a good take. Because it was. Ellie's so tall, though, that it's, you know, he's got to cover so much space with his strike zone. There's ball 3. If I were Brash, I'd go back to that fastball. Ellie's looked kind of overpowered by it. And he doesn't. Goes soft, and Ellie goes hard. Pause. 3-run home run here in the 10th. Power on power, and Ellie De La Cruz is going to send the Mariners to the showers. You like that? Little Dr. Seuss action? Ellie De La Cruz, 3-run, game over type home run. Why did he go with the slider? Kind of middle in, down and into a lefty. Not what you want to do. That's the power zone, and Ellie De La Cruz totally turned on it. And it was totally tubular. This game's over. 7-0. We're going to bring in Alexis Diaz. Just more confidence building for him. I know we have a 7-run cushion here. Runner on second base to start. We just want someone that's going to challenge hitters with fastballs and see if they do anything. We allow a couple of runs. It actually doesn't matter too much. Jake Fraley popped out to end the inning. And he will catch the first out of the inning here in the bottom of the 10th. But it'll take something drastic for the Mariners to come back in this game after an Ellie De La Cruz 3-run home run. Huge 2-out rally for us. Complete game changer. And Raleigh was way too early on that. What are you looking for? Alexis Diaz throws about 100. About as fast as anyone's going to throw. As Raleigh shoots this one down the third base line fair. 1 run will score. That's the ghost runner, not an earned run for Alexis Diaz, but obviously didn't want to allow the double there. Good pitch on the outside part of the plate, off the plate actually. But stayed on it, drove it the other way. Who is this little guy? Felipe Samuel. Another gotta be fake player. The bat looks real good, fielding not so much. Interesting. We're gonna challenge him. Kind of has Fred McGriff vibes a little bit. Everyone's very early on the fastball, but they're able to take the slider. Why is that? I'm actually not sure how to put batters away with Alexis Diaz right now. Fastball up. They're just fouling stuff off. Foul that off. Got it by him. Strike 3. Diaz sits down Samuel. Now it's all down to J.P. Crawford. Fastball down. Got him looking. Good start. Gonna show him the slider. Ooh, beautiful spot. Doesn't get the call. 1-2. Dial it up. Didn't get the call. What is this umpire, dude? Do you have money on the Mariners? He's got to be pissed right now. We're not getting any call. Challenge fastball down the middle. JP fouls it off down the third base line. JP pops it up. McKenna in right center. Puts it away. Reds win 7-1 after a massive 10th inning that completely changed the game. I mean, that was unbelievable. Did not think we were going to win a game 7-1 after being 0-0 after 9 innings. Ellie with a huge homer. I mean, he is something special. Let's sweep the Mariners here. That'd be nice. There's a win, there's a loss. Well, we're doing pretty well. 6-4 in our last 10. The Brewers are just red hot right now. 9-1. And I said, what was I hoping for out of this stretch? 6 wins. Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we win one of these 2, I'll be pleased enough. But I'd love to sweep the Royals. Justin Dunn's back. We're going to go ahead and keep him on the 60-day for right now. And here we go. Big spot. Trevor blows them all. Going for the save. India's homered in this game. Ellie on second base with Matt McClain, who has doubled in this game and stolen third, apparently. Or I guess he could have reached via fielder's choice, stole second. That's a possibility. But he's got a double and a steal in this game. And is trying to save our game here. Down by 1. Ellie on second base. That's not a strike. I mean, that's brutal. McClain only hitting 183 with runners in scoring position. I'm trying to get Ellie De La Cruz to the third base here and not get picked off because the CPU knows when you're stealing. But I'd love to get third base here. A hit and run could be a good idea. Maybe a little contact swing action. That probably would have been a strike too. I don't know. That's tough. 0-2 in the count. I'm contact swinging. We got to put it in play. And we had the exact record that I thought we would have, as we are now even with the Cardinals and third in the division, still 10 games back. We're going to need a miracle to make the playoffs, but we're showing a lot of heart so far. We are 5 games back of a wild card spot. It's possible, but because the Cubs are doing so well, 68 and 61, it's going to be tough to catch them. We have a series with the Cubs coming up. We really need to do well against the Cardinals, and we do not play the Cubs the rest of the year. So we really do not control our own destiny, which is kind of tough. And the Dodgers are going to be a really tough team to beat. That's 3 losses in a row, and just like that, it almost feels like our season is over. We need to go ahead and beat the Cardinals here. We are down by 1. We allowed 3 runs in the 8th inning. And Stevenson's up with runners on first and second here in the 9th inning. They're going to put me on with 2 outs. Of course, I need to check who blew the game. Because it was Alexis Diaz. No, it wasn't. He allowed 1 run, only got 1 out. I had to allow a homer. Hunter Green just fell apart in the 8th inning. Probably shouldn't have been out there. But how does Alexis Diaz get a blown save? It was the 8th inning. Makes no sense. Tyler Stevenson, 2 outs in the 9th. We need a hit. We need a hit here. This is the guy to get a hit, but we need one. And we are facing a very, very good closer in Ryan Helsley. Stevenson is the guy for this, but when Helsley's throwing 102, he's got that hard slider. He's a really tough pitcher to face. And that is blown right by Tyler Stevenson. What was the timing on that? Good timing? You just missed it? Okay. That's why this is particularly tough. Because he just missed. That is a hanger. Didn't time that up well. 1-2. You just don't feel confident against these power closers. They're just so good. We are going to pinch run for Jesse Winker at second base. Get a little bit more speed out there in case Stevenson's able to get a hit. Count is 2-2. Just need to run into something. That's a hanger. Stevenson is going to go ahead and drop that into right field. We've got to go ahead and send him. Here's the play at the plate. Not in time. Stevenson ties it. And what a good decision to pinch run for Jesse Winker. We had to send him. I know it doesn't seem like a good send. The ball was hit shallow. What are the odds of getting another hit off Ryan Helsley? Not high. Steer, barely safe, but he is safe nonetheless. And that is a huge moment. That actually knocks Ryan Helsley out of the game. And they're going to bring in the lefty Zach Thompson to face Jock Peterson. And we're going to go ahead and consider a pinch hit here. And we have to. We have Vosler on the bench. It's going to be Hunter Renfroe. getting the day off, but with 26 home runs and an OPS over 800, he is exactly who you would want to bring off the bench in this spot. Oh, that is so slow. Way out in front of the changeup, and that was hung as well. If we timed that up, big things could have happened. There's a fastball. Renfroe gets into it. Deep to left field. Looking up. Goodbye. Home run. Renfroe with a 3-run bomb, and we have come back here in the 9th. Unbelievable. 415 feet. It's a pinch hit. 3-run home run for Hunter Renfroe. Red legend. Gorman can't believe it. I can't believe it. You might not be able to believe it, but you better believe it, because it's 7-4, and a 2-out rally in the 9th has all but given us the win here in St. Louis. Still got to get 3 outs, but that is a massive moment. A massive moment here on the road against a division rival. That is huge. They don't get much bigger than that. And that is a fastball up and in, by the way. Barely catching the plate. I'm surprised it let us hit a home run on that. We're going to warm up Brusdar. And, of course, David Robertson. We blew the game, and now we've come all the way back. We have allowed 3 runs in this game in 1 inning before. So we need to not do that, as they're warming up 2 more lefties. 2-0 to Jake Fraley. He doesn't hit lefties very well. This is going to be pretty hard to get a hit. That's pretty good contact, though. This is destined for deep right field. It's just foul off the wall. Probably playing for a walk here, but if we get a hanger like that again, obviously we're going to swing. And we did. Fraley fouls it off. 74. So slow. Just early on that. Ball 3 down. Playing for a walk. Ellie's up next. Average up to 241 now. Jumps up 10 points every time we see him. This one's also going to deep right field. Could this be lefty-lefty crime? Nope. It's not. To the wall. But the damage was done. Hunter Renfroe with a huge home run. They really don't get much bigger than that in the regular season. That is massive. Do we pitch with Alexis Diaz here? 2 lefties. Caleb Ferguson's kind of tired. We could bring in Brusdar, but we're going to try to get Gorman with Alexis Diaz. Don't really want to go too far above 20 pitches. But Diaz is really good. That's the thing. His hits per 9 is incredible. K per 9 pretty good. And Gorman likes to strike out. Believe me, my fantasy team knows lately. He's been vicious. Diaz sits him down. Contreras popped out, and it's all up to Lars Nootbaar. He sends this one to center field. McLean underneath and secures the win for Cincinnati. Alexis Diaz, good bounce back here. What a win. I mean, they really don't get much bigger than that. Hunter Renfroe should be the player of the game, but they give it to Tyler Stevenson. But a pinch hit 3-run homer, and we win by 3. And that's huge. I get that Stevenson prolonged the game and did homer in it, so I can't fault them for picking him as player of the game. But the game-changing moment, I mean, was it Stevenson on the base hit? I just feel like the 3-run homer to win it was massive. I don't know. You guys let me know. Do you think Stevenson deserved it, which I can get behind? Home run earlier in the game, plus the game-tying hit with 2 outs in the 9th. I don't fault that. But, man, that's a big moment for Hunter Renfroe. As Justin Dunn's going to go on the bench. A win on Tuesday. Get Justin Dunn back in the rotation. Look at this double-A rotation, by the way. Spears crushing it. Montverde crushing it. Boyle's had a decent enough year. Apparently he's hot right now. Ton of strikeouts. And Miguel Luis just having a phenomenal season at double-A. Again, begging to be called up. 3 more games in August. Can we sweep the Cardinals? Well, we're in a slugfest. 11-10. We scored 6 in the 8th. But the Cardinals are fighting back with 2 runs in the 9th. Renfroe has homered in this game. And Brusdar is not on his game right now. We only have 2 relievers left as well. I mean, Brusdar's got to end it. He's got to end it. Wilson Contreras is the batter. He's been patient when we faced him this season, I feel like. But he's very good. He's someone we have to watch out for. We're just going to pound these sinkers and see if we can get a ground ball. There's one. Spencer Steer. Runner advances to third. But a hit was probably going to tie the game anyway. So it's all going to come down to this. Lars Nootbaar at the plate. He is the winning run. And we, I think, are going to pitch to him. Or do we go Caleb Ferguson and play the matchup? That's an option. He's got 48 power against lefties. The clutch factor basically means that it doesn't even matter anymore if they're good against lefties or righties. If there's a runner in scoring position, which there is. So Brewstar is going to stay out here. And if we bring in a lefty and don't get Lars Nootbaar out, then Caleb Ferguson's going to have a very bad matchup against Dylan Carlson. So it's pretty much got to be Brewstar here, and we are down 2-0 in the count. I wouldn't hate a walk here, but we're not trying to walk the winning run. There's strike one. That got too much plate. Nootbaar out to left field. That one's going to get down. The game is tied. McKenna Field, it is a double in a massive spot for Lars Nootbaar. The sinker got way too much plate. I mean, plain and simple. It was right down the middle. Not Brewstar's best performance here, unfortunately. Strikes out Dylan Carlson, but it's too late. Once again, we are going to be in extra innings in this video. And another really, really tough game against the Cardinals. We're going to see Zach Thompson again. They've got their entire bullpen left, including Ryan Helsley. Miles Michaelis warms in the pen. I guess he's in the bullpen now. Braxton Garrett, who's a starter in real life. Steven Matz, former starter. Caprillion, former starter. Although I guess you could say former starter about a lot of pitchers. Most pitchers do not start as relievers. So there you go. Fun fact of the day. Ryan McKenna is going to have to do something here. We really just want to put the ball in play. We have Peterson, Casali, Vosler on the bench. This is definitely a bunt spot. Yeah, we would probably want to get the runner over here if we can. There's the bunt. Beautiful bunt. Arenado fields, but the runner moves over to third. We had the top of our order. That's what we wanted. Matt McLean just put the ball in play. They brought the infield in, and he nearly gets plunked. Lean into it. Eat one. Come on. Take one for the team. A walk here would be okay. Because we get to Yandy Diaz, Tyler Stevenson, Hunter Renfroe. But, of course, the double play would be up. As we're going to go ahead and bluff third. Or bluff home and get tagged out at third. Arenado is so extraordinarily slow. Yet looks like the fastest player in the world right there. You've got to be kidding me. And that is like the worst spot we could have hit it. Hard on the ground to Arenado. I mean, how is that an out? How is he so out of this world quick? That is inhuman. Look how quick the tag is. It looks like Rookie of the Year extendo arm. Seen that movie. Is he Mr. Fantastic? What is that? That's insane. I'm going to be called stupid for that. I got cheated. Maybe shouldn't have bluffed the move to home anyway. I get that. But we're trying to get Matt McLean to leg it out. Now first and third with one out. That's brutal. Yandy Diaz 3 for 5 in this game. Ball one. Let's get a single, Yandy. Something in the gap would maybe score Matt McLean. I think 2-2 we're going to run on this pitch. See what we can do. Hit and run. Ground ball at Arenado. He'll make the play. Oh, this game is over. We have no arms. Brewstar's got to go another inning. Facing Mike Antico, who is awful. His numbers are terrible. This has got to be an easy out. It's got to be a 3-pitch out. It's not going to be. Slider on the ground. Indias keeps it in the infield. That's going to keep the game tied. Jonathan India saves the game. We got to face Tommy Edman, Nick Madrigal, and Nolan Arenado. I mean, we have to bring the infield in. Unfortunately. Which isn't even a quick shift option. How is it not? How is it not? Infield. In. We have to. Because a ground ball probably ends the game. A strikeout here would be super nice. Pop-up would be nice. There's strike two. Go back to that cutter. Got him. Edman goes down swinging. That's massive. We're going to go infield in again against Madrigal. I really don't care if he reaches, as long as the game doesn't end. A strikeout or a pop-up would be preferred. I really don't want the ball to be put in play. But if it is, it is. That is right down the middle. Do that way too often with Bruzdar. Let's go the four-seamer. Let's go for that strikeout. Oh, Madrigal fouls it off. Four-seamer down the middle. Bruzdar, please locate it better. Please. Strike three. Got Madrigal swinging. Oh my goodness. We might get out of this. It's Nolan Arenado. Bruzdar is so tired. Tyler O'Neill on deck. It's got to be Bruzdar. I'm sorry. I wish there was another way. He's got a ton of confidence. He's got no energy. And we're losing the zone. We are losing it. There's strike one. Flare over the first baseman. Game over. Cardinals win. Oh, man, that is the weakest contact to win a game ever. Devastating loss. We burned every arm somehow. No one was available. Renfroe homers, Ellie homers. Our pitching blew it. Maybe we should have gone to a new arm there, but we didn't really have anybody. So that was tough, and we didn't know how long that game was going to go. Another loss, and then we lose 3 in a row to end August. We are 3-7 in our last 10, and that honestly could be the nail in the coffin on this season. It really could be. This is a bad stretch to end August. Our offense has not been there. Our pitching, most of the time, has not been there. But our offense really has been disappointing. 1 run against the Mets on the 31st. 0 on the 30th. Yeah, I know we scored 11th on the 28th. But 3 in a win. 1 in a loss. 3, 4. It's just been a combination. It's been a combination. So we are to September, and that's where I'm going to leave it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.